Hi there, and thank you for clicking on my video. Today we're going to be talking about heavy attacks and damage amplification and making them more spammable and what options we have available to us. Uh, a lot of people are always trying to get like big damage. Obviously, it's pretty addicting. If you've played Warframe, obviously you love seeing your damage at a minimum go from the thousands to the millions. Um, and once you get there, it's just inevitable that you'll try to hit damage cap, right? So let's talk about the options that we have available. Frankly, you don't need much in the way of like actual damage mods to get to a million. Just to get to a million, you really just don't need that much. So we're going to be taking this build, 4 mods, Condition Overload, Blood Rush, Amalgam Organ Shatter, and Gladiator Might. ton of crit damage. And we're gonna see how far we can get. This is a Zaw, a Nakana Zaw. It's the crit variant. Can probably show the Safan, the Pei Grip, and the Varjit 2 Jai. Pretty standard, let's be honest here. It's just the crit Nakana Zaw. Pretty basic. So 4 mods, Condition Overload, Blood Rush, Amalgam Organ Shatter, Gladiator Might. And let's see how far we can get with our heavy attacks. And whether we can break a million. So we're going to group. This guy's going to spread viral for us. We're going to get 10 stacks of viral. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're at 11. Okay, reds. I'm seeing 100k. I'm seeing 7k. Not too big of a deal. Obviously, the damage is pretty good. But we want to do better, obviously. So we're actually going to swap out Gladiator Might to keep it to 4. And just swapping Gladiator Might, even though we lose crit, let's see how far this gets us. Alright. 900k, 700k, 105k. Damage goes up a lot. Obviously, the power of a Prime Faction mod, right? Alright, grouped. Let's get our combo back. $63k, 10k, 3k. With no combo, 2k, 4k. Nothing too fancy. But you saw the damage just with the heavy attack, right? It was got us just shy of a million. On the one heavy attack, we got 918. On the other one, we got 700. So let's try min-maxing for heavy attacks, but we're going to do it in a different way. We're only going to use these 5 mods for damage, and the rest are going to be mods that help us get combo counter. Combo counter chance, relentless, and what is it, recoil, if I spell it right. Reflex coil. Oh. Okay, so now, just starting out, we go. We're already at guaranteed yellows. Sacrificial Steel is going to get us all the way to. Actually, let's pull out a calculator. Let's be exact. Okay, so 108 minus 34. So Sacrificial Steel gives us 74. We're going to be using heavy attacks. So it doubles, and then we add our original crit back in. Just Sacrificial Steel is going to be getting us to 182 crit chance with a heavy attack. Now, the cool thing about this is because we're going to be stacking our combos so fast because of the mods. And let me just explain. And this is a very old build. Don't think this is rocket science. This is an older build back when the combo counter worked differently, when it didn't have a cap and it was a logarithmic scaling. This is a mod which most people don't use nowadays, but it still has a niche use, and this is it, right? So the easy way to identify how much crit you're going to be getting is you figure out what you get from this and realize that Blood Rush with 11 stacks and Sacrificial Steel on a heavy attack give you the same crit chance. Which is why Blood Rush is such a potent mod, is because you're basically getting a heavy attack Sacrificial Steel, the Sacrificial Steel bonus every auto, which this is why it's so strong. But for this, because we're going to be stacking, because we're going to be doing so much slash, we actually now get to add in the 148 again. So 330 is going to be, if we keep our combo up, is going to be our heavy attack. So guaranteed reds, 30% chance for a second tier red crit, always tasty. So we're front loading the damage and utilizing the fact that the stance itself has a forced slash proc on it. So we don't need weeping. We have a little bit of crit damage. Obviously, a crit chance, crit damage melee Riven would put in work here. But otherwise, this build is going to do hella damage. Especially now that we're adding so much crit into it. So 330 crit damage or crit chance, 3.7 crit multiplier. Now let's see what our damage is. And first off, you're going to notice just how fast everything stacks up. You can see because of the slash ticks, the guy that died, just how fast we're going to be getting the slash damage. Okay, 1.3 million, 1 million, 471, 300k, losing combo, obviously. Alright, so we're at 7x, 12x, 123k, 4k, 14k. Obviously, the follow-through is murdering us. But if you noticed, we're gaining combo because of the slash. That was a mil and 300k. Alright, so we're starting at 6x. Alright, couple more slash procs. We're back up to 12. I saw 1.9 mil. We're gaining combo from the slash. 1.1 mil, 143k. 2 mil, 300k. Follow through's putting in work, right? And the 2 mil was probably a headshot based on its location. So we'll get our combo back. We get it back super fast. Santa 1.2 all the way down to 40k. There's a 21. Quick little auto, get our combo back. 128k. Oh, that guy died in the offo. So the damage is there, and we're literally just stacking crit with a weapon, and any weapon that has a heavy attack with a forced slash on it can utilize this method. So I'm going to hold this here so you guys can look at it. It's a very basic build, but it's old meta. Okay, this is not my build. This is like Melee 2.0 garbage. So, Condition Overload, obviously. Sacrificial Steel coupled with Blood Rush. Prime Smite Grenier. Amalgam Organ Shatter to speed up the heavy attack. It would be advisable, if you are incorporating Arcanes, to run Arcane Strike and Rage. Especially if you're doing like an Ash build. And I guess I can show you that. Not that one. Melee. Sorry, Fury. Arcane Strike, Arcane Fury. To get the damage even higher. And let's see what we can get with that. Alright, grouped. .8, 67. 2 mil. I think that was a 3.8. It might have been a 380. Okay. But you see the damage is there. And this is like one tapping level cap Demolist territory. Saw 2 mil, 800k. 900k, 149k. 900k. The damage is there. And we're just utilizing some basic mods, right? But before, remember, I didn't utilize this. I would highly recommend Arcane Strike, though, to speed up the heavy attack. Because each heavy attack has two parts to it. You have the wind-up, which is what the heavy attack stuff deals with, where it says the wind-up is 0.3, but then you actually have the attack animation, which is sped up by your actual attack speed. So you have the two parts to a heavy attack, so you need one of each if you want to make the heavy attack super poppy, right? So that's kind of how you would do it, is if you're doing like a heavy attack build, there actually is a reason to run attack speed, right? So the logic behind this is pretty simple. Condition Overload, the Panzer was applying viral, so that's one proc. And any procs from when I was building combo really quick would have helped. But mostly I was only getting Condition Overload, the Condition Overload procs from a viral proc. Now if I prime these, my damage goes through the roof. Also my raw damage, especially if I'm using like a corrosive primer and just utilizing the primer from the Panzer, my raw damage will go through the roof. But this is a heavy attack build. If you notice, we're not running any range. So this would be like a disruption build. If you wanted to tone it down, you could get rid of Relentless Combination and do True Punishment and make sure you get like range on it here, right? For like a survival build, if you choose to do like lots of heavy attacks. It's a play style, right? But it's not the quick attack spam that you would be used to. And it's pretty easy to build quick attack. If you find yourself doing survival runs, the other build is mostly for like disruption where you need to force proc. Like the ideal behind this build is you get relentless combination is 100% chance to increase melee combo counter when slash status deals damage, and true punishment is 100% additional combo count chance. These interact with each other. So if you get a slash tick, you will then get double the benefit of the combo counter. Right? So we have the auto. We get 6 combo counter per auto. That's 18 up to 28, 38. We're getting slash ticks. So you can see 54, 60. Our combo counter is going up from the slash ticks alone. And it's also helping our combo counter not decay. So this is one way if you want to do heavy attacks. You also got to hit them. Where if you have a weapon that has a forced heavy, like that was 700k. And I haven't primed yet, except for the Panzer. Obviously, 10 stacks of are also a big deal. Where you could spam them religiously. Because for slash damage only needs so many things, right? It needs base damage, it needs crit tiers, and it needs crit damage. And faction damage puts in a hell of a lot of work on it. Obviously, if you're new to the game and you're seeing this build, in this specific situation, run the regular smite. Just run the regular smite, it's fine. If you personally don't mind building your heavy attack from scratch, you can get rid of reflex coil. If you feel like you build it fast enough as is, you can get rid of this, and I would say put range in there. But there are some weapons that can really take advantage of this. Like the Reaper's pretty nasty with a heavy attack build. I think I actually have one on here. Yeah, this one. Because the Reaper Prime is so well known for like its forced heavy. Very strong heavy. Yeah, 2.1 mil. It's got a very strong heavy, but it's because of the multipliers on it. And I'm not priming. Obviously, the Panzer is providing viral. But say things like the Slaytra, which is pretty new. Actually, this is the most new melee. So we would do the same build. Organ Shatter. Okay, so same build, right? Even with the lower crit chance of this, and the slightly lower crit damage, this weapon has a 4 times hitting heavy attack, and it still does damage. And especially with Ash's passive, it still gives you the deeps. Your combo builds twice as fast because of the combo mod. 500k. And it's all crit tiers that prevent you from getting higher, right? So, even on this weapon, but because the stance itself has a forced slash, you still have access to this. And this is not a Riven. There's no Riven on this. and you're hitting half mil slash ticks. But the benefit of it is that there are a couple weapons, like the one that's really notorious for it is actually the Colossus. Let's see, what do we got? This one. This one gets pretty nasty because it has the daggers that it throws. I don't know if you can see it on the ground, but they're forced slash procs. And I remember a YouTuber doing a meme build with this. Right, so it's all 4 slash procs. And you gain lots of combo with this. Yeah, it's kind of a meme. But you can barely get to reds with this. So just standing here, I get up to 6x combo. And I've only autoed once. It's a heavy attack. 2.5 mil. That was a headshot though. Yeah, 1.4. If you this is one of the things you can use as sort of like a meme Demolist killer. Guy having a bad day up there. Yeah, just aim for the head so you get the multiplier. Alright. $400k, 130k. And you get the refund on your heavy attack, the combo. Allows you to keep going. You can auto stuff and get your combo back super fast. And just keep throwing heavies, right? A little over around 1 mil. 900k is whatnot. But I haven't seen this build set up too often. If you like heavy attacks and you want them to work better, and you're using slash for a heavy attack where you don't want to get like raw damage, you can use this pretty easily to get your damage up. Obviously you have to compete with like a raw damage setup. Like say the Slaytra, right? We got the 500k. One of the things that these builds have to compete with is just normal builds. I know, big brain take, right? But you just regular builds. And the fact is that a lot of times they just outcompete in terms of like how much damage you do. Let's see what else we got. This, we'll do some reach. And it's part of the reason why stripping is so important. Just to give an example, like this weapon has a pretty easy headshot to hit. But if you build up combo, right? Strip. 3 million. 1.7. Quarter mil. 450k. 645. Level cap. Yeah, 5.6 mil. 2.8 mil. 3.8. 5.6. Right? So, like, these are the builds that it has to compete with. And there's no Riven on this. If I did it on a weapon that had more crit, it would do even more damage because it's all raw, right? And there's no status that you're really trying to worry about. We're really only getting the benefit of viral, so one condition overload proc. Like let's actually prime. Let's actually prime and see how much we get. And this is what garbage. What the hell was I doing with that? Whatever. All right, 6.6. $2.5. $750K. 1.2. 9.6. 2.2. Whoop. 12.6. Oh, I clipped that guy. $15 mil. So these are the builds that it's having to compete with, and that's on the Slaytra. It's not even a crit damage weapon. So your mileage may vary, but I just wanted to present the way to make heavy builds more spammable. Though I'm pretty sure I just did a garbage way of, you know, hyping it up. But the Quasis exists, super good with it. Very slash dependent, which is really good, especially on Ashe. Obviously, Ashe likes slash weapons. You also have the Slaytra, though I'm pretty sure with this, the optimal build is actually a slash duration build. I haven't done the math on it, but there's lasting sting. And I think this actually outcompetes it when you're running expedited suffering, but don't quote me on that. Because you get the 12 seconds, right? And this boosts at 110%. I think if you're running the Helminth expedited suffering, this would be like a raw damage build where you're stripping everything for the viral to get the damage boost. But it wouldn't be like a slash build. Obviously, if you're doing like 2 million damage, right? You don't give a shit about a slash proc. Or like 15, like I hit that guy for a headshot. You just don't care, right? But if you are doing a slash build where you're trying to get your slash procs up to like 500-600K, just so you can just auto through everything, I think with expedited suffering, including that Helminth, I think the Slaytra has gotten to the point where its duration is so long and interacting with Ashe. I think lasting sting actually outcompetes Gladiator Might on a slash build, but don't quote me on that. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. So Quasis, the Slaytra, a crit Zaw like this guy. Super nice with building up combo. Especially if you're invisible, if you're running an invisibility frame and you got Exodia Hunt. Just vacuum everything in. The defense auto. The forward defense auto. Has a slam on it, right? And that's what you would spam to bring people in. You would vacuum them in. Then you would defense auto. There's a force proc a pretty nice one on that. And you would just cut people down with that, get your combo up, heavy attack, repeat. So that would be your go-to, and you could just be like a little Hoover vacuum, slicing stuff down. But yeah, no, these are the couple of builds that I don't see for like doing heavy attacks. Is that combo counter build? So food for thought. Um, what was it? Somebody asked me. I think it was Tanner actually that asked me if I had been watching. If I had any recommendations for like smaller YouTubers. I'm not sure how much of an irony it is for me to for me to shout somebody out, but there actually is a couple of people I watch pretty regularly that are smaller than me. Um, and I'm gonna give three. Actually, let me do four. And the one guy has a video style similar to me. He's only got 107 subs. I watch most of this guy's videos, and he was like, "Oh, you watch me?" And I'm like, I watch most of them, especially the recent ones. The guy's kind of like me, where he comes up with his own builds. Admittedly, I haven't seen anything that's like blow your hair back, innovative, but that's probably because I'm an LR2 and I've been playing this game for so long. But I have absolute confidence that if anybody's going to find something unique in this game, this guy's eventually going to find it. Like, he does long missions, so his builds are legit. Like, he has like uh a 1300 level survival run against the infested, which to be honest is one of the harder factions. So if you're learning Warframe, he does excellent showcases of builds, like really impressive. He shows like alternative builds, then he does like actual footage of the runs. It's really impressive, and it's way smoother than how I do my cuts. Because I've done that where it'll be like, oh, here's the build, blah blah blah. Let me show you like the first 5 minutes. He's way smoother with it. There's also Zarkator, who does really good content also, and he only has 709 subs. But he does other stuff besides Warframe, but he has a pretty good setup also. The other one, and I appreciate this guy, he died on a hill. It wasn't a very good hill, but he died on it. Was his Lethal Torrent video. The guy basically was like, I'll die on this hill, fight me, about whether Lethal Torrent was a useless mod or not. And his argument was it wasn't good. It's kind of like power crept and you shouldn't use it. I appreciate that shit. So I watch this guy a lot. And also, one that's a personal favorite to me is this guy. He's been doing pretty good lately. He's got a couple of videos that popped off. But this guy's actually in my clan, Ayun Tey. He started making videos not too long ago. Or like Warframe videos. Like he did it a long time ago. But he's actually been pushing recently. And I'll post links to these guys down below. But for your consideration, oh god, he did a Seer video. I know who was in his comment section. Poor bastard. Finally, he got somebody to do a video. We all know who it is. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. Have a blessed day. Hopefully this information, whether you decided for the viral build, built for headshots, because you liked seeing millions, or if you want to see millions of slash damage on a force slash heavy attack, and you want to be able to spam it, hopefully this build video helps somebody. Thank you, and have a blessed day.